Kat, I know you always say, taking one game at a time. Before this game, you said, it's still 0-0.
Yeah.
Is that hard, or one win at a time? Is it hard when the next win means you're in the finals?
No, I mean just keep your mind on the task at hand. It's game's over. We found a way to win tonight, but we gotta have the same desperation like it's 0-0. It's game one. We gotta go out there. We got to execute at a high level, and we gotta be disciplined in our game plan.
G, congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Commanding 3-0 lead, one game away from making the finals. Last time you were not available to play for Toronto, and this time you're back from injuries. So what's your mindset going into game 4? Same team, same location. How do you guys extend the momentum?
Like Kat said, just come out with desperation. Like it's still 0-0. Come out, just tonight's over. Focus on the next game. Try to win the game.
Well, he's always good at being able to identify when to leak out in transition and also when to stay back on defense. That's something you're good at too. He's been especially dominant in that way during this series, like just knowing when to go in transition and when to stay back on Harden. What is the art of that? What makes somebody able to make that read? Where are you looking? What are you doing in order to figure out how to time that?
Probably just the awareness of if we've gotten the rebound or if someone else has gotten the rebound, and then just the quick, just his first 3 steps, he's just gone every time. He's amazing at that. He just runs out, and guys like Kat just throw it and hit him in stride.
OG, do you feel like this is the best you've felt since, the hamstring, and just kind of what's been like the process like where the third game and it looked like the first game maybe you were kind of feeling your way a little bit?
Oh, each day I start feeling better and better. We have a great medical staff. Just every day, just take it day by day, getting stronger each day. And then great team, great coaches. So it's been great. It's very collaborative.
Carl, you talked this morning about the versatility, the different things you guys could do. It seemed like even in a game like today, you guys were shifting at different times. Sometimes you were out kind of doing what you did against Atlanta and Philly. Is it something now where you guys just read it, or is it being called that you're just making these switches in game?
I mean, we do a great job of adjusting as the game goes along, and even for me, I think I have to always be able to adapt to what the game needs from me to win the game. And first half, it needed me to be, a scorer, very aggressive, finding a way to be aggressive, get to the basket, shoot the ball well, and get points. And then in the second half, they adjusted and we adjusted, and I had to adjust. And the adjustment was more of being the hub, making the right passes, getting my teammates involved, allowing them to make those mistakes because of the aggression in the first half. So, for me, I continue to just, in a way, feel out the game. The game will tell me what to do. In the first half, first quarter, it was about being aggressive, setting the tone, getting the points that was needed. And then, obviously, as the game went along, my teammates, they're hitting shots, OG's hitting shots, JB's hitting shots. It becomes more about being a hub and putting them in a position to succeed and to excel.
For either one of you who want to answer this, I mean, Mike had such big shoes to step into when you guys make the Eastern Conference Finals and then decide to have a coaching change, and now you guys are a game away from making the NBA Finals. I'm just wondering what you guys have learned or seen from him in terms of how he's approached the job this year that's helped you guys get to this point so far.
I mean, it first starts off, like you said, there was big shoes to fill because Tibbs did an amazing job and gave us the experience and the education and the opportunity to show the world what we could do as a team. When Mike came in, obviously, like you said, making the Eastern Conference Finals last year, that was going to be the bar minimum. And we've stepped into this season, obviously, with a lot of expectations. And, and with Mike, he's had to learn us and had to adjust to us. And then on the flip side, we've had to do the same as well. And I think now we're at a point where we're both working very, seamlessly. We're we understand each other's language. And he's getting the best from us, as well as I think we are getting the best from him, and that speaks to a season, especially a first season with a new coach and a new system and a new philosophy. And I think that it's a testament not only to, obviously the players doing an amazing job coming together, showing that unity that was made us special last year. But the coaching staff being receptive to the players and adjusting with us and finding ways to get the most out of us.
Kat, big game Monday. How do you control your mind to not be anxious and not overthink it about that game until Monday?
I mean, just experience, and like I said, it's the mindset in this team is always going to be that the next game we're 0-0. You know, we got to come out with that same desperation that is game one. We got to come out with that energy, that intensity, that passion, and on top of that, you know, just lean on each other. You know, that's what's got us here as a team. We've won all these games in a row as a team. We've had this winning streak as a team. We found these ways to get these great wins, even down 20 in the first game one as a team. We came back as a team. So as long as we stay together, we stay unified. You know, we always have felt that the sky's the limit for us.
Kat, thinking about how Mikal has been with you guys for a couple of years now. You've gotten to experience his conditioning, his work to get to where he is to play 82 games for so many years straight. What have you seen behind the scenes to allow him to not only play 82 games, but continuously have so much effort and so much energy throughout the playoff game?
I think me and OG can speak to this, that, you know, he spends a lot of time working on his body with our medical staff, and the medical staff, again, they've been great. They've, you know, they've put a lot of time into us as players, and, you know, for them to step away from their families and to, you know, and to give us their, you know, quality time where we could get our bodies right, our minds right. You know, a medical staff, you know, a lot of people don't give them credit for what they do for us mentally more than just physically. And, you know, Kale's in there every single day working on his body, making sure that he's spending hours to make sure that he's right physically, mentally. And it's a testament to our medical staff. They've done an amazing job.
You don't look ahead. Most importantly, you deal with what's in front of you. So we have the first possession, the first quarter, and then you have the first half, and then you go on. We just continue to just deal with what's in front of you, and just have your teammates back, make sure everyone's on the same page, making sure that everyone's holding each other accountable. That's just the most important thing right now.
Jalen, what did you think of OG tonight? Is this the best you think he's looked since the hamstring?
OG's playing great. Most importantly, he's locked in, and he's doing the things that we know that he's capable of, and he's been playing great. He's looking great. Yeah, man, he's doing what he does.
You guys are obviously here in Cleveland, so it's hard to feel what it must be like in New York, but you were there for a little while. Like, do you have a sense of sort of how people are feeling now in terms of where the Knicks are being so close, and how do you keep that in perspective?
I mean, they're probably excited, rightfully so, but we have a job to do, and we have things that we need to focus on. That's on them being them, but we have to be locked in and doing what we do.
Mikal, I'm all the way down here. It's a great angle. You've been so, it seems like, precise, deciding when you're going to leak out, when you're going to stay back. You seem to have a really good feel for that, and it's been super advantageous for you during this series. I'm curious what your process is in terms of leaking out, because you never seem to do it early or prematurely or anything. Like, what is your process in terms of making that read and trying to get to your spots in transition?
I just try to play hard every possession. That's pretty much it. And then, you know, see one of my guys in transition have an advantage, and you try to split the floor and, you know, try to get a layup or cause confusion and get, you know, somebody else open shot. So just trying to play hard the whole game.
Jalen, well, since Fred asked my questions for Mikal, I guess, Jalen, the watch party for Plaza 33 has been canceled by NYPD. Fans were disappointed, obviously. Would you like to ask NYPD to reconsider this decision, since you are, you know, king of New York?
That's a tough one. Yeah.
I don't think he's the mayor.
I'll come back to you on that one.
This is a question for both of you guys. Mike obviously had really, really big shoes to fill over there. Had really big shoes to fill, given Tibbs got you guys to the conference finals and helped build the program to where it is now. I'm just wondering what's impressed each of you most about how Mike's been able to advance the team forward to now being one game away from getting to the NBA Finals.
Just keeping us locked in. I mean, I don't think we have to do any comparison or anything, but just him just staying locked in and coaching us, till the clock hits 0, no matter what the score is. And we need that.
I don't know if you guys can see me. I'm in front of you, Jalen. This is really uncomfortable looking up at y'all. But normally teams want to play their best basketball right around this time of year. And it seems like in every game this series, each of the starters and even the bench has sort of hit their moment. Is this kind of what you guys kind of envision, getting to this point where everybody sort of has their moment and it feels like you guys have had all the answers to the test that you guys have been presented with so far?
I think most importantly, we obviously had that Knicks man up mentality. But we have a bunch of individuals in that locker room who work really hard, and they're very psychotic about their work and the things they do, and making sure that their minds that they're ready physically and mentally. So when their number's called and then when there's time to go out there, they're ready, and so we have a lot of real professionals on our roster. So no matter whose number's called, someone's going to step up, someone's going to be ready. That's just the nature of who we have here. And it's been a pleasure working with these guys. I mean, it's been unbelievable. It's just a testament to their character and their work ethic. Everyone.
Jalen, Minor Castillo desde la cancha. You miss a shot and you put on a poker face. You make a shot and you put a poker face. How do you control your emotions in these big games?
I've always tried to keep myself level-headed. You never want to see someone. You never want someone to see you when you're too high or too low. Just having that mentality that no matter what's going on, nothing's going to break you. And I think I've had that for a long time. That's a credit to my parents who raised me. Credit to Coach Wright. And it's a credit to a lot of people, but it starts at home.
For both you guys, 10 in a row, and I'm glad you brought up Coach Wright because it's about Villanova. Is there any familiarity with what you guys are doing now, with how you guys felt and what you guys were doing in those NCAA tournament runs?
I just think taking possession by possession and having that 0-0 mentality and playing desperate, I think that's kind of what, we brought from Villanova.
Mikal, it was after Game 2 at the end of your press conference. Somebody was asking you about, how do you remain confident throughout the postseason? And you said, my teammates. I just wanted to know, what does that look like? What do your teammates do to keep you confident?
Yeah, I think it's just more off the court than anything. I think just having my brothers around and, just living life and just being around each other and making jokes and doing whatever, just chilling and stuff. I think that's probably the biggest thing when I say about them just hold me down and just, sometimes we talk about basketball, but sometimes you might just need to take your mind off of it and just be a human and whatever. And I think so close with a lot of guys on this team and, just them just being there and knowing that, I want to play better and especially to help the team win and they want that too and just being around, hanging out, just definitely, helpful for me.